Hello everyone. Salom do'stlar, چی حال دارین؟ سلام دوستا، خوش آمدید به لایف. امروز یک شنبه صبح یک امتحان آنلاین داشتم. من از امتحان آنلاین حالا یک کار دیگه دارم باید رو انجام بدم، یک کار شخصی است. چه خبر است دوستای عزیز؟ چه گپ هاست؟ کجا هستین؟ مارکک چرا نبونش؟
Power on. Bluetooth connected. Power off.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many, from passion projects to enterprise grade systems, everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
Want to break into cybersecurity but don't have experience? The Google Cybersecurity Certificate uses real world scenarios to teach you technical skills. You'll be able to step foot in your first job and feel comfortable and confident in the skills that you've learned in this certificate. Enroll today.
When I started to bird photography, the vast majority of the images I was taking were of what's known as a bird on a stick. A really big step in your evolution as a bird photographer should be to start looking at birds in flight. And birds in flight can be quite challenging. And in that in itself, the challenge of getting a great image of a bird in flight, that's what this video is about. Now, again, when I started out, I watched so many videos on YouTube. And then I thought about a procedure that I was actually taught in the military for acquiring targets, low flying targets. And by applying that procedure, I find that it's by far the best approach to photographing birds in flight that I've seen, in my honest opinion. And I call it the 5 steps to success. And it's very easy to remember by 5 F's. So the 5 F's, and I'll go through them with you as I go through the video. So what I want to do in this video is share with you my approach to photographing birds in flight. And what we'll do is we'll look at birds in flight in general, different categories of birds. We'll look at camera settings, which is very, very, very important. If you don't get your camera settings and your lens settings right, then you're failing straight away. So we'll look at them. My approach to the 5 steps to success and the 5 F's, and I'll give you some top tips along the way. Birds in flight is one of the most difficult genres of wildlife photography out there. Small birds flying really fast. Trying to get a real sharp image can be a real challenge. But as a general rule, the bigger and slower the bird, the slower the shutter speed that you can get away with. The following shutter speeds are what I call my go-to settings for birds in flight. The more light you've got, or I get, the more I will raise my shutter speed, which in turn should lower your ISO. But in general, my go-to settings are as follows. For large birds like herons, swans, birds of prey that are gliding in the sky, I'm going to start at 1/1000th of a second. Medium-sized birds, things like ducks, waders, seabirds, go-to setting 1/2000th of a second. For small songbirds, really quite fast, go-to setting 1/3000th of a second. And for really fast birds like swallows and kingfishers, my go-to setting is 1/4000th of a second. When it comes to shutter speed as well, there's a couple of other considerations you need to take into account regarding the shutter speed. Birds which are flying with the wind are going to be flying faster. Birds that are flying against the wind are going to be flying slower. But the closer a bird gets to you, the faster a shutter speed you're going to need. Top tip: location, location, location. Places to go to begin with. Things like maybe your local park where people will be around, where they'll be feeding birds and you can get quite close to them. Heronries. I did a video on how to photograph the grey heron, and I did that at a heronry in Nottingham. The birds come together, they congregate, and you can get some fantastic birds in flight photographs of herons. Sea colonies. Sea colonies. If you've got one near you, here in the UK, and you're only 70 miles away from the coast, go to a sea colony, you'll get tens of thousands of birds in the air, and you can get quite close to them on cliff tops. Bempton Cliffs in East Yorkshire is a fantastic place to go to, and you can get some fantastic pictures and opportunities of birds in flight. When it comes to camera settings for birds in flight, it can be very subjective, but at the end of the day, it's really the light that determines what your settings are finally going to be. However, to start with, my go-to settings are manual and auto ISO. I always shoot in manual and auto ISO, and I'll explain that to you in a second. My go-to exposure settings for birds in flight are 1/2000th per second, f8, and auto ISO. Now, the optimum apertures for birds in flight, I believe, is around about f8, but it can be anything between f5.6.
If you're anywhere here in New York, get rid of your ugly Windows system today and replace it for just $83 a month with a brand new ductless mini split system that can cool your home all the way up to 120 degrees, as well as heat your home all the way down to -40. And on top of that, it is the most efficient system on the market, hands down. Remember, right now, $0 down, as low as $83 a month. Click below for more information.
Navan, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book work travel in one place: flights, hotels, cars, while staying within budget and earning professional rewards. Right now, they could be giving you $500 in Navan rewards for onboarding your company. Finance teams love it too: real time spend tracking, automatic approvals, and seamless accounting integrations. Already using Visa or Amex? Keep your rewards. Navan just handles the reporting. Even group trips are easy.